There's a kind of child adults love, the quiet one, the easy one, the one who doesn't ask for much, the one who hears not now and disappears without making a scene. People call that child nature, so considerate, so easy to raise. But sometimes that child is not easy, just careful, because somewhere, somehow, they learned that needing too much had consequences, not always big ones. Sometimes it was just a sigh, a tired face, a distracted what now? And children are excellent students of atmosphere. They do not need a lecture. They only need to notice, a few times, that life goes smoother when they need less. So they adapt. They stop asking for help with little things, then bigger things, then emotional things. They learn to say I'm okay before anyone asks twice. They learn to cry quietly. They learn to need privately. And slowly, they start to believe that being loved and being easy are somehow supposed to mean the same thing. Years later, that child grows up. Now they are standing under the cold white lights of a convenience store, holding a bottle of water and a box of painkillers. They have been exhausted since the afternoon. Their body feels unsteady. Their head still aches. For a second, the name of someone they could call passes through their mind. Someone who might come. Someone who might help. But instead, they take one small step toward the register, as if handling it alone still feels easier than letting anyone see they are not okay. And maybe from the outside, this person looks fine. They go to work. They answer emails. They remember birthdays. They show up when friends are in crisis. But what nobody sees is how many decisions in their life are still being made by a child who once learned that the safest way to be loved was to need less. There is a scene like this in so many lives. A little girl standing in a doorway at night, wanting to say she had a bad dream, wanting to ask, "Can I stay here for a minute? Can someone sit with me? Can someone tell me I'm safe?" But before the words fully form, she sees the exhaustion or the irritation. So she says nothing. She goes back to bed, and her body learns a lesson it will remember for years. Handle it alone. That lesson doesn't have to look tragic to leave a mark. Sometimes it is just the accumulation of tiny moments where a child learns that their needs cost something. Cost peace. Cost patience. Cost closeness. Cost belonging. So they become good. Good at waiting. Good at minimizing. Good at saying it's fine in a voice so convincing people believe them, and people praise them for it. They praise the child who never made things harder. They praise the adult who can handle anything, but praise can be confusing when it lands on a wound. Because part of you starts to believe, maybe this is what makes me lovable. And that belief follows people everywhere, into friendships, where they become the listener but never the caller, into love, where even kindness can feel strangely uncomfortable. Because if someone says, "Tell me what you need," a deep part of them does not feel relief. It feels pressure. They know exactly how to answer, but the words feel too expensive to say out loud. So they shrug, smile softly, say, "I am okay." And later, when they are alone, the grief shows up as a familiar heaviness. This is one of the quietest forms of heartbreak. Not that no one cares, but that you have become so practiced at concealment that care has nowhere to land. And then one day, someone genuinely tries. A friend asks twice instead of once. A partner notices you've gone quiet. And your first feeling is not gratitude. It is discomfort. Not because you are cold, not because you are broken, but because old survival rules do not disappear just because the room has changed. Maybe the better question is not, what is wrong with me? Maybe the better question is, what did I have to become in order to stay connected to the people I depended on? Children are not born ashamed of needing comfort. They are taught to hide it. And maybe healing begins the moment you realize, I was not born without needs. I was trained to hide them. You do not have to keep surviving by disappearing. You are allowed to need comfort, allowed to need help, allowed to need people. And the right people, the safe people, will not love you less when you stop editing yourself into something smaller. Maybe healing is not becoming someone with no needs. Maybe it is becoming someone who no longer believes their needs make them harder to love.